Our launch week celebration here in the Small Home Comforts Book Corner. Welcome. I thought today we could play some bookish games, talk a little bit about the book box, and even maybe have a little giveaway at the end. So if you are here with me, I would love for you to say hi in the comments. Welcome, welcome. As you know, I have to get a couple little things going here which I need for technology. But in the meantime, come to the comments and say hello. I know this is a little bit of a different time than what I normally do. I thought for launch week I would kind of vary the times that I come on so that everybody could have an opportunity to join us. So typically I go live once a week to have a little bookish chat on Thursday nights here in the book corner, which we did last night. And then today I thought, you know what, we can do like a little bookish game here as we celebrate the launch of this book box. So if you are new here, I am Beth. I am the creator of the Small Home Comforts book box. And right now I am doing a launch week for the summer box. The book box comes out once a quarter. And so it's time for the summer box. And each box has a cozy, curated, bookish experience right there in the box. In a nutshell, basically, you get to like if you are part of the Small Home Comforts book box and you become a subscriber, you get a beautiful book box, kind of a gift box filled with goodies that you can unwrap and enjoy. Each item contributes to a cozy reading experience. And in addition to the tangible items, you also get a welcome into the community where we discuss the book that we're all reading together. So that is, in a nutshell, what it is. So I'll go a little bit further into detail as we do this, but I thought that we would start by just welcoming in our new members. I'm just, gonna welcome them right here and say that I'm so glad that you're here. So this week we welcomed Becky and Susan, Elizabeth and Kaylin, Marilyn, Allison, and Glenda. And then also I did a book box giveaway last week. And so we're also going to be welcoming Beth specifically for the summer book box. So if you are one of those people, I just want to say welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us at Small Home Comforts, that you're joining us in the community. And I cannot wait to send your box of bookish goodness to you. I'm just so grateful. So we're glad that you are here. I thought that we could start or have some fun with a little fun emoji game that I saw. So I took this idea from I wrote down the name of the Classic Lit Network is the handle on Instagram of where I saw this. And it was her idea, so I want to give her credit. But I thought it was such a fun idea to do an emoji game. So what you do is you take the title of a book and you put it in emoji form and see if other people can guess what the title of the book is. So kind of a fun little thing. So I'm going to show you, I have some set up, but if you would like to join in the comments, you can just put some emojis in and we can guess what they are. So I'm going to start with a little screen share right here and see if you can guess the first one based on just the emojis. So here is my first share. See if you can see that. So here's the emojis that I put for the first entry into the game. And if you can remember, I give you a little hint, actually. We'll start with a little hint. The hint is that all of the books today are geared towards children, like a middle grade titles. So because summer at Small Home Comforts, we tend to focus on children's titles because in the book box is a kidlit book or a middle grade book. So this box in this particular summer I'm sure you've heard me talking about it, but this box is going to include the Moffats. Um, and so that's kind of our theme for the summer box is to enjoy a kidlit book because I think summertime is just the best time to kind of have that nostalgia of childhood. So if you have a guess, write it in the comments and let me know what you think. So um, we'll keep that up while we're thinking, and I will share the answer to that in just a moment. So, in the meantime, I thought that I could give you a little bit of backstory as to why the book box is here, like why I created it, and also um, why and what it includes so that you can kind of get a good idea so that some of these new you'll see what some of these new subscribers are receiving in their box. So it kind of came together because I was searching for books that I was finding a lot of kind of buzzy books at the time where I was kind of moving into adult reading and I had become an adult. And so, you see these books they're always the ones that are like facing out at the library or at the bookstore. And so, being a reader, I chose those books, I read those books, and I found that I was just kind of left dissatisfied. It wasn't quite what I was looking for. So I did a little searching, a little digging deeper. I kind of wanted to return to some of the books that I had loved. Previously and books like Jane Austen. I have all of my Jane Austens right here because she's such a treasured author to me. Um, Books like Anne of Green Gables, written by Ella Montgomery, which are just, wonderful, beautiful, uplifting books. Agatha Christie mysteries, they always such a satisfying, who done it. And so I thought, um, I really want to search these out, and I can't be the only one looking for these books. So I started talking to people about it. I started researching. I started looking, what else did these authors create? What else have they written? What are some other authors that are similar to these so that I could really kind of start to enjoy my reading experience again? And I found a plethora of books that were like this. So they're out there. They're out there. And I was so happy. I was so happy that I could find books that kind of really spoke to me. And I thought, you know what? I can't be the only one out there who loves these kind of books. And so I wanted to be able to talk to other people about it. And so I started to search for people who also liked these same kind of books. And sure enough, there are people out there, probably people who you've seen, probably you yourself are one who love these kind of uplifting, charming, happy, tend to be old-fashioned kind of books. So that was kind of the story behind the book box. So I wanted to have a community that could talk about this, but also because we are we like tangible things as people do. Um, I thought how fun to just include um, in a book box something that would create you could create your own book corner in. So that's kind of how it started. I'm going to take a little sip of tea here. So that's kind of the behind the story behind how I started. And each box, well, let's before we get into each box, let's do the answer to the question. So, or to the emoji game right here. So let me share the screen again so that you can see what the clue was. There we go. Can you see it? That was a clue. And did you guess? Did you guess that the clue was The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett? It's kind of a fun one, right? Secret Garden is such a classic, and this is one of the books that, of course, um, is almost on everybody's list, right? So, okay, let's go to the next one. Um, Hold here for just a moment. Let's see if I can get this. I'm not sure if I can do it the right way. So we'll go to the next clue while I'm sitting here. If you're here, I would love for you to say hi in the comments. This may not be a best time in the afternoon. You may have to maybe here on a replay, but if you're here now, I would love for you to say hi. All right, let's go on to our second little emoji. Now remember, the hint I gave you was that we are focusing on children's books today. So guess the title from the emoji here. Are we ready? All right, I give you a minute to look at that and see if you can think of what it is. So, like I was saying, um, in addition to playing a little bookish game, we're talking about the book box today. And so I thought I would kind of show you what's in each one of the boxes. So the boxes themselves have um, surprises. And the reason it's a surprise is because it's just kind of delightful to see how each thing corresponds to the book itself. And um, and so each box contains not only the book to hold, but also a like a tea. So this was the one from the spring box. I'm not going to show you the summer box because that one is still a surprise. But this is the tea from the spring box. And of course, we all want to have, some comfort in a drink while we're reading. And then in addition to the tea, because we have to have those sensory delights, right? I also include a candle. So this one is actually lit here, so I'm going to be very careful. But this is the candle that I included in the spring box. So the candles that I select, the scent always has something to do with the book. The tea always has something to do with the book. There's always like a compliment to um, how it all ties in. So there's a theme that goes through each book, and then there's these cozy comforts. You get that sensory delight of the tea and the candle, and then there's always a small little bookish goodie that goes with it. So our spring book was Listening Valley by D.E. Stevenson. I don't know if you can see this in the corner. I'm going to take this down. I'll give you the answer to this bookish game after I go over some of these things. Excuse me. So Listening Valley was our springtime book. And so I chose some inspiration from certain scenes, certain chapters in there to pair the tea and then the candle back there. And then each book also comes with a small little bookish goodie. And so in the spring box, this is not the summer box because as I said, this one, the summer box is still a surprise. I don't let anybody know the inspiration until I reveal after our subscribers get it. But this was the little bookish gift that was in the spring box. So Martha is here. Hello, Martha. Yes, Charlotte's Web, you got it. Martha is guessing the books with the emojis. Let me, I've got it here somewhere. Charlotte's Web, that was an excellent guess. I thought that was so fun. So the first one was Secret Garden. We did already. Charlotte's Web was next. Since you got it, Martha, I'm going to show everybody the next one so that we can start mulling on that while I continue to talk about how the book box works. So this one here, little hint, we're still in children's literature. This one doesn't um, refer to an actual title, but it just kind of gives the vibe of the whole thing. So are we ready for the next clue? And we'll put this one up. All right, I'll leave that one up for a minute while I'm talking. So um, as I was saying with the spring box, these just kind of give you an idea of what the box kind of looks like. So if you're a subscriber, you already know. But if you are new, I kind of wanted to give you like an idea of how this works. So this particular, I did stickers that you could use in maybe your reading journal or maybe your day planner, or maybe if you're writing a letter to somebody and you want to like, you know, make your paper a little bit more or your envelope even a little bit more, have a little extra something. That's what I put the flowers in there so for. But What I wanted to kind of say about all of these is that I do source these from other small businesses. And so these are all, I wanted the box to have kind of a unique, a unique feel with plenty of personal touches. So these particular ones I sourced from a place called Highland Atelier. And because the book for spring was set in Scotland, this Highland Atelier, these are Scottish wildflowers. And so I was able to talk to Esther there, and she was able to work with me and send me some of her designs for the book box. And then for the tea, I worked with Megan from Megan's Pantry. Um, and again tied it into the box. But the thing is, and then the candle, I worked with Kath from Sunflower Meadows shop. And I just wanted the whole feel of the box to be kind of almost like you've gone to the farmer's market or something, the craft show or something where it's really curated, and really unique, So that's kind of was my inspiration behind putting this together. I wanted it to feel very personal. So those are the tangible items that you get in the box. All right, let's come back to our game here. I've got a couple guesses. Martha is guessing Harriet the Spy, which is an amazing guess. It wasn't what I was going for in this particular one, but that was a good one. And then MMF says Nancy Drew, and that is the one that I was going for. That was what I originally thought when I put it. But both of those, oh, that's a good guess. But yeah, Nancy Drew is what I was going for. I like Harriet the Spy though. I read Harriet the Spy. I was just talking about that not too long ago. It's been eons since I read Harriet the Spy. I remember being on my bunk bed, my top bunk bed, wanting to be Harriet the Spy and having my little notebook, taking notes about everybody, just like Harriet did. So here's my Nancy Drew book. I'm going to take this down and so that you can see my Nancy Drew book in the thing. It is an old Nancy Drew book that I found probably at I don't know, at a secondhand shop or something. Look at those illustrations in this one. This one is by the light of the study lamp. And so I thought, how fun is that? That was the next one. All right, next clue. Are we ready? Let's screen share the next clue here. All right. See if we can. Ready for the next one? And I'll leave that one up as well for a little bit. All right. Can you see it? Let me look here and see if I can see. Perfect. All right. There's our next clue. Let me know if you have any guesses as to what that is. So anyway, moving on back to the book box. So all of those like components came together, but I didn't want it to be just physical. I didn't want it to be just products that I sent out and then didn't ever like follow up on. So there is a whole, that's the tangible part of the box, but the whole intangible part of the box is that we've got a community that talks about these books. And so throughout the course of the 5 to 6 weeks after the book box goes out, I send out little, commentary on the chapters of the book. We talk together about, how we're reading, like what we're reading, what our thoughts were. And then each book box has an invitation. So this was for the spring box. And I just have like, these little inserts that I put in the box and they're personalized. And, the this kind of tells you, this gives you a special personalized invitation to an online bookish discussion that we do via Zoom with our book box subscribers for anybody who comes. So we do it live. And then if you can't make it, we send you the replay afterwards. But it is fun to get together to be able to talk. And then I give you like little extras, little other things that I found in my research about the book or, and then we just discuss what we thought. So Martha's asking what the first object is. This is kind of a um looks like a wind blowing. It's like a blowing coming out, maybe like a west wind or something like that. So that might give it away a little bit. So Um, anyway, so this is, I see Mary is waving on Instagram. Hello, Mary. Good to have you. So moving on, a little bit more about the intangibleness. So we have obviously the personalized invitation to join us, but then I also include in each box some questions that you can think about as you're reading. It's kind of like, book club style. And then I give you bookish notes that I have found in my research. And then, of course, product notes. So this tells me all the products that come in there, who they're from, and what shops that I have found them in, so that there's kind of like a personal touch there. And then I also include a further reading card, which shows you, which gives you suggestions for further reading. If you liked this book, what could you read next? Somebody once told me that that was like her personal favorite part of the box. She loved the components, but she said this one is the topper. Um, so those are some of the intangibles that come with the box, and we create a whole community around it. So, Wind in the Willows is correct. Martha guessed it correctly. It is Wind in the Willows. And I'll show you the Wind in the Willows edition that I have right here. This is by Kenneth Graham, Wind in the Willows, and this particular one is illustrated by Robert Ingpen. And there's just some beautiful, beautiful illustrations. I think Tasha Tudor also did an illustration of Wind in the Willows, which is amazing. I always love Tasha Tudor, but this is the particular one that I got. And I want to show you this here. This is called Dulce Domum, which I think means sweet home or something like that. Um, and I love this chapter. It talks about or is it Mole's home? I think it's Mole's home. He comes back home. It just talks about the comforts of home. And so, of course, that's my favorite chapter in Wind in the Willows. Of course, right? So Wind in the Willows was correct. Oh, yes, here's another. They were wondering too, Wind in the Willows. So, yep, that is the correct answer for that one. All right, we've got two more. Let me share one more. The next one here with you, we've got two more. See if you can guess this one. I thought this was kind of a fun game. Like I said, Classic Lit Network was where I got the idea from. Okay, there's the next one. I was I'll let you think about that one. So, okay, what else? So basically, that's everything that's included in the box, but as a special note, the box of all of the items are wrapped, and that is because I want them beautifully wrapped so that you can know that you're receiving a special gift. You can have the delight of the surprise upon opening because, because I don't tell anybody how they all go together and how they're paired together. I like you to have that delight and surprise as you open the box. So that's why we don't talk about it a little bit at all ahead of time. So you know what's in the box, but you don't know the specifics. And that's kind of fun of the delight and the surprise. Martha says it helps to have been an elementary teacher for 30 years. That definitely helps, Martha. Were you reading these books to your students? I know there's some of the classics. I'll be interested to see. My last two might not be as well known as some of these. So, but you might be able to get it because so the first one here, let's see, first and last icon. How can I tell you? Can I make this bigger at all? Let me see if I can make this bigger at all. Can you see it better that way? How's that? Because if I tell you what it is, I'm afraid I'm going to give it away. But this is a little bug. You have to guess what kind of little bug it is. And the last one is a shape. So there's your clues. All right. Um, that is pretty much it for the book box itself. If you have any questions about the box, please feel free to ask. I know that Martha is already a subscriber, so she probably doesn't have any questions about what I was saying. And some of the other, I got the answer over on Instagram. I got the right answer. I can't have your answer come up, Mary, because the way Instagram works is not the same as this, but I'm just going to read it out loud. Mary said cricket in Times Square, and that is the correct answer. And I have the book right here. Cricket in Times Square, which was a Newbery Honor book. This book came out in 1960. So, Cricket in Times Square is the correct answer. And get you a little bit closer look here. I loved this one. I loved it as a kid. I reread it to my children as an adult. Loved that one. Such a fun one. Excellent. So far, you guys have been able to get all of my answers. I've got one more. And remember, if you want to do one of your own, you can always put it in the comments. I've got one more and then we will end and we'll see. Let me zoom in on this one too to make it a little bit easier because I think I wasn't zooming in enough. All right, here we go. We ready for the last one? Let me know if you guys know which one this is. I tried to zoom in a little bit better so that you could see. This one does have these things in the title, and also that's kind of the theme of the book. So let me know your guesses. All right. That is all. As you're doing that, that is all I have about the book box itself. But like I said at the top, I am so excited to welcome in our new subscribers. I am so glad to say hello again to our current subscribers. It's just such a joy to have you here, to have found this bookish community. And I do hope that if you're on the fence or thinking about signing up for the Small Home Comforts Book Box, if you have any questions at all, you can feel free to reach out to me directly, either by DM or email. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Yeah, I would love to welcome you in this summer. So I am going to do just a little giveaway. I promised a little giveaway, and I'm going to do that right now. So if you are here and you would like to enter, you just have to leave a little emoji of your choice in the comments, whether you are on YouTube or Instagram. I can see both. So usually I send a little T note, which is what I am going to do the giveaway today, a little T note, which is some fun happy mail. If you've been here a while, you know that I love Happy Mail. One of the reasons that, the book box goes out through the mail, that's Happy Mail too. And I would just love to send a little tea note. And a tea note is a note with a little packet of tea so that you can enjoy a cuppa on me. And in addition to the tea note, in addition to the tea in the note, I have one of these extra from the spring book box. I do have one of these extras, and I will pop that in your tea note as well if you win it. So, okay, I have before we do that, before we get back to the giveaway, I'm going to go back to this. Martha got the correct answer, and this is Mr. Popper's Penguins, and that is correct. Mr. Popper's Penguins was my last book for my little fun game here. And so I thought, Martha, you are correct. Being an elementary teacher really helped you do that. So let me stop sharing here and I will show you the full Mr. Popper's Penguins, which is just such a fun book. Um, so good, so good. Mr. Popper dreams of being an Antarctic explorer and living among the penguins alongside his hero, Admiral Drake. And until the day when Admiral Drake responds to a letter by sending a real live penguin straight to Mr. Popper's house. Such a good one. Awesome, Martha. I see Jacqueline here. Hello, Jacqueline. Welcome. It's so nice to have you. I'm glad you could stop by. Welcome, welcome. So you came just in time for the giveaway, Jacqueline, if you would like to enter. So Martha put a little emoji in. It looks like Jacqueline will put an emoji in too. So if you would like to, let me do my legal disclaimers here, right here for the giveaway. So the giveaway is US only. It's not sponsored by Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or anybody. It's just me, myself doing it. No purchase necessary. And you do have to be willing to give me your address privately, either by email or DM so that I can send it to you. So like I said, I'm giving away just for being here today. So this is for you here. If you're on the replay, the giveaway is already over. So only if you're here right now with me. And I can see, and all you have to do to enter the giveaway, if you would like, is to put an emoji in the chat, and I will see that emoji, and I'm going to put you a in a drawing. I've got my teacup here. I've got my little slips of paper. First of all, I'm going to take out, okay, empty teacup, little slips of paper. Let me know with your emojis if you would like to be entered. And like I said, it will be a little note, some snail happy mail from me in the mail. And I will include a little packet of tea so you can have a cuppa on me. And also I have an extra one of these, a wildflower, Scottish wildflowers sticky sheet created by Highland Atelier, made in the Scottish Highlands. And I had an extra one of these from the spring box. So I will pop that into your tea note if you win as well. Okay, I'm going to take down this Mr. Popper's Penguins. That was such a fun game, wasn't it? I think that was so fun. So, all right, Martha put her emoji in, and Jacqueline put her emoji in, and I'm just going to write, those are just the two that I have. I'm not sure if this is a good time of day or not. I'm just choosing different times of day because, like I said, I am celebrating. Should I do the little celebration hat here? I am celebrating launch week and the 1 year anniversary of the book box. And I would love to welcome you in as a subscriber for this starting this summer. So, all right, let's see. I'm writing your name here. And here's my party hat. All right, I don't see any comments on Instagram, so I'm just gonna put just you two ladies. You're the ones who are in this right here, and I'm going to draw. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. Little celebratory time here. All right, ready? Here we go. This is the one right here. Who have we got? Jacqueline. All right, Jacqueline, if you could just send me your address to, you can email me at beth@smallhomecomforts.com, or if you prefer to send me a direct message on Instagram or Facebook, you can do that as well. But just email me your, where you would like me to send your tea note, and I would be happy to do so. All right. It has been lovely spending the afternoon with you here. Thank you for joining me for our little emoji game. I thought that was so fun. So thanks for listening. And again, I will be here to answer any questions if you need to let me know. Oh, Jacqueline is saying my mug is beautiful. My mother-in-law found she found this for me and sent it. So it's made by Lily, and she gave me a set of two. So anyway, Jacqueline is saying thanks, that she will let me know where to send her tea note. And I'm going to let you all enjoy the rest of your afternoon after this. And it's Friday, time to dance our way into the weekend, right? All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. It was just so much fun to have you here and to celebrate these books with you. So I will be seeing you soon. Have a good afternoon.